Hi, GenderBlenders. Welcome to week 86. This is Steffi. This week's question is health and wellness tips. Share any tips or tricks you use during transition to stay healthy or aid your body through it. What helped if there was any side effects, etc. So, health. First, I have to describe my health. It's actually great right now. The biggest aid to my health was this transition. Got rid of all the stress. At the beginning of 2009, I think I've reported this, folks. The beginning of 2009, I had basically 6 months before I would be going bye-bye. But now, heart basically. I had a couple heart attacks and things like that. Right now, my blood pressure is perfect. 110/65. I monitor it. So here's a wellness tip. Monitor what you're doing. I monitor my blood pressure. Essentially daily. I have to, kind of, because of the heart attacks and things like that. Even though that's pretty much in the past. But let me demonstrate what the effect of this transition has been. Pictures worth 1,000 words. Those are the hormone things. I use an estrogen patch and Spiro, 250 milligrams per day, and this is a 1/10 milligram estroderm patch, transdermal. I use 2 of those per week. That's my hormone intake. For that, I traded off a whole bunch of stuff. And we'll talk about, some of the side effects of hormones. But this was the Avodart. I'll mention that I'm no longer on that. Don't need it anymore. This is the prophylaxis stuff that I take. It's a blood thinner, one of those, that one, and cholesterol medication. Even though my cholesterol is very low, it's to keep it low. This junk was what I used to be able to take, or had to take, to keep me alive. Of that, I take a half of one of those a day. And a half of one of those a day. Bye-bye to the rest of them. That's how much my health's improved. Other things to aid your transition and stay healthy. Weight. In the direction I'm going, male to female, there's a tendency to try to lose a whole lot of weight. And I've been warned against that. And that actually worked out very, very well. I dropped the excess baggage that I really had to as a part of my health and exercise plan. So I dropped and stayed at about 200 pounds for the first year of transition. I just stayed there. Just leveled off and I decided to stay there. I didn't want to lose too much. Right now I'm at 193 on my way to about 185. We'll see how I feel. But I'm not in a hurry to lose a whole lot of weight, and I'm being very careful to make sure that things don't happen badly. I actually did want to get below 200 pounds because there's this, when you're doing this surgery thing, there's this thing that the physicians don't like you to be over 200. So I dropped down to, I'm now, like I say, 193. I'll probably check in another couple of weeks at the clinic at about 190. The other thing that I do is exercise. I'm blessed to live about a mile from the Bataquitas Lagoon. That's a inlet off the Pacific Ocean. It's kind of enclosed marshy land and things like that. So I have about a 4-mile jog that I do. About a mile jog down to the lagoon, about 2 miles around the lagoon, and about a mile back. So it's a total of about 4 miles. And I do that, about 4 times a week. So that's, I actually do exercise a lot. That helps keep my weight in check and helps me stay healthy because it allows the muscles to stay okay. Even though I've lost an awful lot of strength in my arms and things like that, that's fine. But that's a part of male to female transition. The biggest tip that I can give you folks on health and wellness is attitude. I ran across a t-shirt the other day that I wish I had, and I will continue to look for it until I find it. It said on it, "Life is not judged by the number of breaths you take, but by the number of events that take your breath away." Boy, isn't that a beautiful saying? Isn't that just a beautiful saying? Attitude is everything. I find that staying upbeat and positive in my transition has allowed me to stay healthy when I would not be otherwise. And that's helped my heart, it's helped my blood pressure, it's helped my overall general condition. I smile a lot. I'm happy. But attitude is everything. There's a little thing that says if you take the letters in attitude, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so forth and so on. Take all the letters in attitude and add them up. You get to 100. So you're 100% if your attitude is perfect. Attitude is everything. Side effects of hormones. That's quite interesting. From the hormone standpoint, I'm now on the estrogen patch and the Spiro, although starting tomorrow morning, I'm recording this on Sunday, even though you folks will see it on Thursday. Starting tomorrow morning, I go off of these things because they said 2 weeks prior to your surgery, you have to go bye-bye to the medication. Darn it! That's gonna be tough, but that's the way it goes. Before I had the doctor help me through my transition, and I medicated myself, I was on estrogen tablets, Estrofen. And I tolerated those well. I let them dissolve under my tongue because, you see, that way some of it gets directly absorbed into your bloodstream because it's under your tongue, and only some of it goes through the liver. So I let them dissolve under my tongue. It's another tip. The Spiro I tolerated well, even though I was originally only on, when I was self-medicating, it was only on, when I first started self-medicating, I was letting the Avodart take care of the anti-androgen. But subsequent to that, I put myself on Spiro, and the doctor has kept me on the Spiro. So I've had 0 problems with either estrogen form and 0 problems with the Spiro. Any side effects on those? No. What other side effects do I have, though? The Avodart's removed. I was taking that for prostate. I had a prostate problem, what's called BPH. And that went away with my transition. And according to the urologist, that's the estrogen working. So he took me, this last time I saw him, he took me off the Avodart and said, "You don't need it no more." He was right. Another side effect, I'm mostly vegetarian. I find, well, I actually did that when I just started my transition. I, decided to change my diet to mostly vegetarian. And I find that I really don't use red meat at all. Very occasionally we'll have fish, and very occasionally we'll have chicken. But mostly I'm a vegetarian. That's pretty much a side effect. I really don't like red meat anymore. And I think that part of that is part of the transition. So, those are my takes. I can't stress enough attitude. Exercise. Keep your weight in control. Don't let it get too far down or too far up. If you want to, monitor your heart. That's always a good thing to do, especially if you're getting a little bit on the older side. And keep in touch with the doctor. So, that's my take for this week. By the time you see this, I will be off hormones, so I'll probably be a little grumpier than normal. But until next week, this is Steffi saying bye-bye.